Greetings. We're going to have a lesson on orchids. The words in Chinese orchids cover lots of flowers. And here is a chrysanthemum with the curve of petals. They relate to our lesson to make chrysanthemum flower, but they relate to the leaves. Look at the leaves of orchids. The curved things are very much the same. Now here I demonstrate the bamboo leaves. This is the bamboo leaves, but when you extended it, make the curve, make an arch. And actually, I'm making two bamboo leaves in one curved line. Do you see that? So the airplane still landing gracefully and takes off gently. It doesn't matter a concave curve or a convex curve. Now here we go. We're going to have the first arched leaf. In my book of orchids, I say that is the jet plane from the center of the United States flying towards Washington, D.C. The second one to the Florida, the third one to Canada to the north. This is the basic three. A student must know how to make the basic three leaves. Then another two and add one. This three is exactly the same formation, only smaller in scale and a bit lower the painting. Now I'm making another three going to the left. You notice the left side to the right side the same. The first one is a very much arched one. The third one bends even more. The third one going away. Doesn't matter to the left, to the right, higher, lower, shorter, smaller. We always follow the three curved line composition. You see this last three, I even didn't make two bamboo leaves. Now I'm adding another three, still facing the right, suggests the windy orchids. Students should practice this, like a rainbow bridge. If you're left-handed, you have to do this other way, from right to the left. Now, pay attention to the second one. The second one is still an arch, but only you view slightly differently. What's the meaning of that? Then, you see, that is the front, and this is the inside part. So this part is always in darker green. It's the front of the blade. And where there is supposed darker is the inside, the blade. And this is the reason why we make this in the middle part slightly thinner. That's just the twisting part. Now this is the second one. That part should be very heavy where it's passing the first leaf. Especially the first leaf is very light there. So you see the lightest part of my second one is far away, but next to the heavy part of the first one. You see, this is the first leaf. The light part meeting the heavy part of the second one. Now the heavy part of the first one is always far, far away. This is very important. Here, once again, the alternation. Light meet heavy, heavy meeting light. You see, once again, huh? The heavy one always passing the very light one. Now with two, the art book called a fish, the body of the fish. Here is the head and the mouth. I already finished the eyes. And here's the fins, the back. You see the fish? Many students did not make the orchids right because they did not see the idea of the body of the fish, a jumping fish, a flipping fish. Now we add another one. Actually, the third one, cutting the first fish body, actually make another fish, Only this fish is slightly smaller. Now you may add another one to create another fish. This is the head, this is the fin, and here's the scale. My teacher said you have to make all the fish belong to the same family, same category, same type of fish. Some are grandfather fish, some are father fish, some are grandchildren's. Doesn't matter the size, large and small. You're going to have lots of fish. And all the fish body, the shape, very much harmonized to each other. They're all jumping to the same ice hole. The ice hole actually is the place where the road is located. Now once again, the arch, the first, then the second. I say the airplane, jet plane flying towards Florida. But now I'm going to show you slightly different formation. You notice the third one cutting the fish body to the right. Now this cutting the fish body to the left. And another one here we go. This is the one, the first I demonstrated. So we could have three different basic formations of the three curved line. Now I'm going to show you with a smaller piece of paper, I'm going to make 9 leaves. 3 times 3, we have 9. First 3, second 3, and I'm going to make another 3 to the left. Now, because I had a good training, my teacher asked me to do this again and again and again. Even today, I'm still trying to be a good student. I will tell you, I memorized this perfectly. I'm going to demonstrate the second one with 9 leaves, exactly similar to the first 9 leaves. Okay. Then I add 3, move other way. Okay. Now, I'm going to make more, and more, and more. Totally here we have 4. Now, watch carefully. A student should learn how to check what kind of curved line is wrong, what kind of curved line is right. And you see, we could make other way by folding, turning the other one other way. That means the wrong side, the back side. Do you see this is the chrysanthemum, spider chrysanthemum, with the center and all the petals. Now think if we have the other way. Do you see the S shape is so interesting? It is like the sea waves, up, down, up, down. They're so harmonious to each other. And look at the other one. Now you have to make money and a check with you. This is most students' mistake. They didn't make a fish. The first one just parallel to each other. The second one make lots of mountains. The third mistake make all the leaves like sickles. And another student made mistake. They are not belong to the same road. There's no road at all. The leaves are not concentrated to one place. Some may be too heavy and too fat. And these are not what we are going to do. The mistake, mostly the student make the last part parallel to each other. That is very much a flat design, suggests no dimension. And once again, you can see the 3 curved lines. One towards you, one showing the side, one's going away. Now, here we have another 3 on the left side. I'm going to show you where to put flowers. But before that, I add some broken ones to indicate where the ground is, where the soil is, where the root is. Now, we're going to put the flowers. The open spaces, we will have flower. No flower were sitting on the leaves. Especially for composition's sake, we have to use the space still wide open to put a flower there. I finished the painting. Now, another curved line. Then another curved line. Another curved line. Now, student will say, forever I'm going to make this. Have patience. You will become a very advanced student in the future. But here I will show you slightly changes. Do you notice the third one of the second group didn't cut the fish body and add some broken ones? Now this one I will make a flower at the different place. Although the composition of the 9 remain the same, I'm going to put more flowers on the right side. From young to the old. Totally 5 flowers here. And I put a few dots, suggest the lower part of the flower and the center of the flower. But notice I move my stems, holding all the flowers from the bottom part up, from the roots up towards the flower. Now here is the stroke for one petal. It's similar to bamboo leaves, only a little bit shorter and slightly curved. Quickly, you pick up your brush. Now you add another one facing each other. A curved one on the opposite side. And add one more. Suggests what? Suggests a flower with 4 petals now. They're facing to the center. 1 and a 2 and a 3. This is the young one. And it's much older and with a petal on the right side, very, very wide open. Now, once again, we could have even older. This petal a little bit dried and falling down. Again, this is center 3. Then we have the last 2, number 4, number 5, all dropping. Now 3 dots could be considered as the center part of the flower. It's an orchid, so the center part like a tongue coming out. But also can be considered the base of the flower which holding the petals. And what's this? It's the 3 dots is the quick movement for a Chinese word, I-Hsiung. It means the heart. The heart character now is used for the heart of a flower. Once again, I will show you, this is the young ones, showing only 2 petals. Now, do you notice the young ones on the left, not on the right? So either way, correct. The young ones could be on the left side, the older one on the right side. Then the third one, even older, on the left. Then another one on the other side. So it doesn't matter the small ones on the left or on the right. Okay. Now notice the vertical movement. When the picture is more or less vertical to you, to the artist, you move brush from top down. When it's horizontal to you, you move horizontally from left to right. Especially the last one, very clearly, the petal is from center out. From outside in, from center out. Because the 2 horizontal to me, 3 vertical, horizontal and horizontal. So the last 2, the number 4, number 5, mostly moving from left to the right. So the first one, you see this one, I will consider vertical to me. So I move that from the center the center, out. This is a very old, fading away flowers. The younger one, slightly changed. The old one, now you see the Master C's garden could show you 100 different kind of positions of 5 petals. But I advise my student learn the simple one. Oh, sure, you were in the museum, discover those great masters. They make the flowers so different from each other. Please pay attention to the last one. The last one is really different from what you just have learned. Now I'm adding a stem, holding the flower. Do you notice I put the dots and move that curved line from either center out and from outside in? It depends, it's horizontal to you or vertical to you. Here I'm going to show you how to put the many flowers together on a very important, the center stalk. The important thing is the alternation, zigzagging. Do you see the second one on the left side? The third one on the right, slightly lower. The fourth one even lower, and it creates some kind of a triangle, like a pagoda. Please remember that if you put the flowers too far away, you will have difficulties to join them. If you put it too close together, then you have no chance to show how the flowers connect to the stem. And this way is just right. How to make the stem the horn of the deer. The open space is the flower already there in front of stalk. I'm going to show you different directions. When it's vertical, you move vertically. It doesn't matter the flower is facing down or facing right or facing left. But I will tell you the truth, not too many masters enjoy making flowers facing the ground. They are very superstitious. They say that a flower facing the ground is a dying flower, will bring people bad luck. Now, how about this one? I'm going to make stem still upgoing. Only leave the tired, leave the dried. Once again, down, 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 out. Yes, that's. Then, some, just one flower will be okay. Now here we go. I'm going to show you if the rows on the left side, what we're going to do. Surely, very clearly, we have the pagoda, the lower part, more or less towards left. Because the road is on the left side. Okay, pay attention to, I'm moving from outside in. When there is a petal, I stop. I jump over to the other side. Now these orchids with the roots are very much far away on the left side. Now I'm going to show you another stalk with 5 flowers. Now remember, you may put money flowers. This is the lesson for the beginners. Remember, always put 5. Now this is another pagoda. Notice the zigzagging a triangle. The tip pointed and the lower base is a little wider. And the one high and one low. Never the same height. Now this time I'm going to make the stalk in the middle from top down. This is the way I connect them. Surely this one, the roots is on the right side. There's another thing important to the beginners. The first one is younger. The second one is older with another petals open. The third one is much, much wider open. And this one even with one petal dropping. But something very important, we have to pay attention to the roundness. Look at this. Do you see it's some kind of container, some kind of wine cup with a very small mouth, and where this one was a much bigger mouth. The center part still remained the same. Then this one, too obvious. You can see the both sides the same, and this is a wine cup. Now think about this one. Can you still imagine the roundness, the center of the upper part? Yeah, this is the cup with a stand showing something upside down. Now, let me show you another. If you're not following this, your flower is not rounded. You see the three-dimensional feelings? This is the upside-down cup with a small stand. And this one, here we go, with 3 layers. Every student should pay attention to that. Every flower should showing this kind of a 3-dimensional feeling. Even a side view one. Look at that. This is another cup, but put aside way. Okay, I'm going to show you leaves can be from different direction coming down. This is orchids growing from the top of the rock. The rock with lots of fungus almost cover those leaves. But here we have leaves from top down, not necessarily from the lower part going up. Now I'm going to have flowers. But remember that although the leaves bending because it's very heavy, because the roots is on top of the rock, you better put flowers still facing the sun, facing the sky. Here we go, 5, a triangle, from the young to the old, and a zigzag. Now I'm going to have the stalk from the outside in because I'm right-handed. It's easier for me to move from left to the right. They're all connected to the center stalk. Now I will show you the rock. Some fungus dots we call it, or broken leaves. Surely we have lessons on rocks. I do have a tape. It's 60 minutes to showing how to make rocks. And this is the way to make a rock, suggesting the orchids coming down from the top of the rock. And the lower part may be a little bit too light, so I add a few dark dots, suggesting we call the fungus dots, or some vegetations coming. I like this painting, so I will write few characters. It says remote valley in the mountains. We have a very charming, beautiful lady. Her name is Orchids, living in the deep mountains. And I sign my name. I like this painting, so I will, with the red ink, I'm going to put my name chop on it. Now with the oil-based ink, very heavily on the carving where my name's words are. The first one is my official name. And I'm going to put the second one. The second one actually is my art name. This is very much the custom. Now there's another chances for you to learn. Surely, I just mentioned for the beginners, 6 strokes. Now I'm going to show you some different kind of things and have some kind of different ideas. Many artists doing that. But believe me, you have to have the basic training. You know how to do things right first. Now I'm going to have only 2 flowers. This is the white flower, the orchids in the wilderness. Sometimes even just have one flower. This is the flower in the wilderness. I'm going to write characters. Say, in the wilderness, they're also beautiful orchids there. They take care of themselves and they remain as beautiful as any other flowers. They always have nice fragrance. And in China, we call this orchid called the kinglei or queenlei flowers. This is the one I just did. And here ended our lesson on orchids. I just mentioned the orchids could be many different ways to compose. This one, the rock is under. But remember, we have to have the basic exercise. Every time, have 3. Can you notice that the 3 and the 3 and 3s, although a little bit confused, a little bit complicated, and look at this one. Do you notice showing the dimension very well? This will be very important if you can paint all these leaves beautifully and right. You can paint almost any kind of flower you wanted. This is the end of our lesson. Except you drop some ink marks. Actually, no butterfly is needed. I had some problem. I dropped the ink at that corner, so I turned the ink marks into a butterfly. The butterfly attracted by the nice smell, so coming down towards the flower, make a quite nice composition. The orchid's leaves similar to the tails of the rooster. The orchid's leaves, I already said, similar to the spider chrysanthemum. But also look at the flowers. Think about any other flower, for example, like a lotus, tulip. They're very much close to this kind of a technique. Only you have to use a bigger brush or side of your brush to make it different. And this is the very basic, the beginning of have 5 petals organized to have a flower. I hope you enjoy this program and keep practicing.